Let's talk about God without religion and without fear. You see, when most people talk about God, they are not talking about a being, they are talking about a system. Religion gave God a name, a rule book, a personality, and a punishment list. But that's human storytelling and not universal truth. Look, if there is a God, it won't look like any religion has described it to be. It will look like the source behind everything and not a character inside a book. Okay, let's take it this way. Think of God as consciousness before consciousness, energy before energy, intelligence without a brain, not a man in the sky, not a judge, and not a police officer, more like the underlying operating system of reality, the thing that makes existence possible at all. You can't point to it, but you can feel it in the instincts, in the intuition, and in the order of the universe. If you really observe life, you will notice something extraordinary. Everything moves with pattern. Nature has pattern. Human behavior has pattern. Even our thoughts has pattern. So whatever God is, it's embedded in those patterns and not in rituals or holidays. That's why your life responds to your mind more than your prayers. Religion says God needs worship. But think about it this way. Why would a limitless infinite force need praises from creatures that doesn't even understand themselves? Real power doesn't need validation. If God is truly infinite, worship doesn't empower it. It calms you. Religion sells the feeling of connection and not the reality of it. God isn't in buildings. God isn't in books. And God isn't in rules either. If anything, God is in awareness, the quiet truth beneath your thoughts. The moment you stop trying to find God externally, you notice the intelligence inside of you that has been speaking all along. And this is the part that shakes people the most. See, you don't learn God through religion. You will learn God through understanding yourself. The clearer your mind becomes, the more the universe stops looking random. You begin to see why things happen, how everything connects, and why intuition has power. And that's the closest you'll ever get to understanding what people call God. So when I say I don't believe in religion, I am not rejecting God. I am rejecting the third party. If something created the universe, you don't need a priest, a pastor, a mosque, or rituals to access it. You just need consciousness, awareness, and honesty with yourself, and everything else is just noise. God isn't a man in the sky. God isn't religion. God is the intelligence beneath everything. That part you can't explain. If the universe has a source, you don't need a third party or a middleman to reach it. You just need awareness, which you have to tune in from within. And when you do this, that is when you understand what God is. That is when you understand that you are God having a human being experience. Because God is you, God is me. God is everything that has life in it. God is the air you breathe, the land, the water, and everything around you. That is where God is. That is why they say God is omnipresent. God can be a man in the sky. God is everywhere. When you look at me, you see God. And when I look at you, I see God. This is what God is. So whoever that tells you that God is a man in the sky, that you need to pray for your prayers to be answered, is deliberately deceiving you.